Hey, my name is Kemal.
And I'm Svet.
And we're the co-founders of Mango Puzzles.
Let's talk about the financial basics of starting an e-commerce business.
There's a lot of different ways that you could potentially fund your business when starting out. It's important to understand what is it that you want to build, how big do you want to be, and is this a lifestyle business or is this really a full-time job? A lot of e-com founders are bootstrapped or self-funded, and we are too. We decided to go to the self-funded route because we were building a lifestyle business and we wanted this to be fun. We want this to happen at our own pace. We considered using bank loans and outside investment, but we didn't feel comfortable when we had to take out different personal guarantees or really putting our own personal assets on the line. So some of the options that e-com founders have when funding their own business, you can go take a bank loan, like a line of credit, angel investors where they dilute the company. Some people even take a credit card. Or you can use crowdfunding platforms like Indiegogo or Kickstarter to get started.
Crowdfunding can really work for some brands that are just starting out and looking for some cash for inventory.
And it really helps with product market fit using these crowdfunding platforms because you can really get live feedback on what people think about your product before it goes live. So when starting your own company, it's important to choose what kind of company structure you want, any legal and compliance work, get set up for your taxes.
Protect your brand, your product through trademark and your IP.
The three biggest investments that we made when starting out Mango Puzzles was the legal formation docs, branding, which included logo and building out the design, as well as our tech stack, which includes our banking, Shopify, our accounting, as well as our domain.
Getting your financial and your accounting foundations right from the very beginning is very important so you can scale with confidence.
One of the hard things I had was working with a banking partner that didn't really understand e-commerce or understand the startup world. And there are partners out there that are specifically built to help startups and e-commerce companies like yours that you're building.
Ease of use is very important because you really want to have the time to work on growing your business and not be spending hours on figuring out your financial transactions. There is great software out there like Mercury that really helps simplify your banking.
So when you're thinking about banking solutions for your e-commerce company, you should keep in mind security, ease of use, transaction fees, spend controls, different tooling for your credit card, as well as access to working capital. It's important to have specific milestones and targets that you want to hit when first starting out, understanding what's your break-even point and what are your profit margins on each sale. Also establish a connection with different founders or people that have experience with selling a similar product. And it's definitely a question that I would ask is if there is any seasonality in the business, because it might really surprise you.
So in our case, we needed to be about 4 months ahead of the curve when it comes to the seasonality of our business.
Most of the sales in our puzzles actually happen during Q3 and Q4 because that's when it's really cold out.
We really want to be ready for the holiday season. We want to make sure we have our inventory on hand and we want to make sure that we've built a hype around our upcoming release or product. Shipping also can take between 1 to 2 months, something we have to take into an account. At the end of the day, you want to be about 10 steps ahead of all of these things and you want to make sure that you have your product on hand when the busy season hits.
There's nothing worse than not having inventory during your busy season, which is why it's so important to forecast properly with the right tools in place.
If you want to learn more about how to start, run, and succeed in building your own e-commerce company, click on the links in the description below and check out the other videos on this playlist.